Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 22. We are back in East Vineland, New Jersey here on Kubota Farm. I was actually just kind of enjoying, I don't know if I want to admit it because it's kind of weird, but I was kind of enjoying just watching these sheep. They're kind of fun. They're kind of funny. I don't know if you've ever taken the time to kind of just hang out with your animals and see how they behave and stuff. It's it's actually kind of comical, but anyways, oh boy. Last time we were here, we made some money. We made some money on silage. So we're sitting at $133,154, which isn't too bad. We're in January. We really don't have a lot going on in the wintertime here, if I'm being honest. I was a little excited because I was looking at the calendar and I thought, you know what? We skip ahead to February. We can plant some canola. But then I thought, where are we going to plant it? We really don't have any place to plant it. We bought this field. It's at field 2 right here, but it already has something in it. What is that? Is that barley? No, that's not barley. That is wheat. It's got wheat in there already. And I don't want to plow that up because that's a freebie crop for us pretty much. Yield on it's not going to be great, but it is what it is. So then I thought, let's invest some money in some animals. I think we should. We've got we've got 50 sheep. I think we have like 20 pigs, but I don't see the pigs being as much of a moneymaker for us as the sheep, just because you can see our wool, it's kind of weak. I know we haven't gone through many months here, so maybe that's part of the deal, but oh, hello. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. There's $1,000 towards the sheep fund. Look at him looking, giving us the eyeball right there. What's up, buddy? Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. Let's go buy some sheep. Let's invest a little bit in our animals. We've got grass. We can feed these things. I would suggest we buy the more mature sheep, not the younger ones. My favorites are always Shaun the Sheep looking ones. These Steinschaft, something like that. 60 of them is $32,333. We've got 500 we can fill. So we got 110 sheep now. I don't know where they all are at the moment. Oh well. All right. That brings us down to 101,000. We can buy some Swiss black brown mountains or some black Welsh mountains. That sounds fancy too. Let's select that. Another 60 of them is another 32,000. So we'll just buy those. And what does that leave us here? About 70 grand. And we could buy another 60 of the Swiss black brown mountains, or we could go with the Landris of Bentheim. Boy, I know I'm completely wrecking that. But we'll just do that. That leaves us some cash for hired help and whatnot. And where did that put us? 230 sheep. And of course, along with more sheep, they're going to be eating more food. So we'll have to make sure we keep them stocked up with some grass. And in fact, we could probably just grab some grass right now, bring it on over. I don't know why I've got the dualies hooked up to the trailer. Should probably set it up so that I've got... No, that's interesting too. I was looking earlier. So we've got, what is this, an M7? Oh, it's an M8. Okay. I was thinking we only had one M8, and that was connected to our mowing setup. But that makes sense, though, having an M8 for plowing and whatnot. So let's take it all around, and we'll see if we can get some grass delivered to them, so they've got a little extra food their way. I hope everybody's doing well. Tuesday morning. Monday is over. Monday's always, at least for me, that's the tough part to get over. Oh, I forgot to put in the no collision camera mod one more time. Need to do that. Grass. I think the sheep will be quite pleased with their meal. And let's just change that to the grain door. I think I have more luck feeding them through the grain door. I will see when we get over there. I just don't want to hit the roof of the sheep barn like I usually do and cause all kinds of ruckus. Been kind of messing around a little bit with contracts on here, and I think I mentioned it last time. I'm just having some bad luck with contracts working properly. I think I've been messing around too much with contract mods, and I kind of think maybe that has caused some issues. So I think that might be on me. Let's get her backed up in here. Now I'm going to try, we'll actually try unloading. Oh, nope, nope. Yeah, that's total glitch city. How far can I go forward? Oh, just go back just enough to hit that trigger. Yeah, just not gonna happen. Let's change it to grain door. A little bit better luck, hopefully there. Yeah, that'll work. Let's see what we've got for our animals. This will make them happy. Plus, this will get our wool production up a little bit faster, which I think is will be a good thing for us for money wise. We don't have a lot of other stuff. In fact, I don't think we have anything but wool. We don't have any greenhouses going or anything, do we? We don't have anything as far as production chains going, so we might want to take a look at that next when we get a little bit of cash reserves and maybe look at getting some production chain stuff going because, well, we like to have that, that regular cash flow coming in even on the off months. It would be really, really nice to see. So how much did that give them? Did that kind of set them up for a little bit, hopefully? Yeah, I think they'll be in pretty good shape for a while. At least for now. We can run another batch of grass over to them next month or the following month, depending on how fast they want to go through it. How much grass are we sitting on at the moment? Let's see here. We still have plenty of grass to hand over. So we're in pretty good shape. Pigs are in good shape, I think, even with straw, hopefully. Yep, they're in good shape as well. Not a lot of slurry going on there yet, but I'm thinking we'll probably end up just selling slurry and manure. I don't think we're going to do much with either one of those, if I'm being honest. Let's go ahead and I don't think there's any contracts going in for us. There are certainly no contracts there for us in January. So let's head on back to the farmhouse. And I think we can take a nap to February. And let's see what February has. Now, here's where I was having some issues with contracts. Um, Moving on to the next month, I would stop in, take a quick peek at contracts. Ooh, we got a little snow going. Oh yeah, frosty morning for sure. Yeah. And now if we take a look at our contracts list, you can see we've got a pretty good list of contracts, but they start disappearing. So maybe if we take a look before they do disappear, I think they're already starting to disappear. There's a sewing contract right here for cotton. We'd have to borrow. Man, see, they're just disappearing on me. Let's try and do that. Let's see if we can nab that sewing contract. Look at them just disappearing, disappearing. And what's this one? Cotton? Let's accept that contract as well. I don't think they'll disappear as long as I've got them selected. So we've got 2 cotton contracts. I don't understand what's going on with that. I know there used to be, I don't see any errors either in the log. I know that back a few revisions ago with FarmSim, there were disappearing contract issues, and Giants patched that, and I didn't have problems with it for the longest time. But then all of a sudden, here on Kubota Farm, I started having problems with disappearing contracts. Well, hello. Nice. Very nice. We haven't used Zetter, that's for sure. I haven't used Zetter in a while. That'll be a nice little setup. So we've got this cotton field to go over. Oh, that's right. I just picked, I just borrowed one set of items, didn't I? So we're going to have to double our efforts on the other cotton field as well. Where did these land? Oh, I totally forgot to set the landing point for those, didn't I? So we are probably not even close to where we're supposed to be. So field 23 and 92 is where our contracts are. Field 92 is over here. Well, we can do this. This is a little bit cheaty. Oh, I see we got a little bit of a front weight there too. Let's grab that thing while we're in here. Oh, this manual transmission. Yeah, buddy. Let's grab this front weight. I like the look of the Zetter. Not a bad looking tractor, actually. I actually completely forget what... I think this is Contracts Plus that I have it on right now, I think. So we need to do field 92 and we need to do field 23. It looks like 92 is definitely going to be the bigger of the field. So what we can do, like I said, it's not exactly too legit, but that's what we can do right there. And there's field 92 right there that we need to hit. So yeah. Let's unfold. Oh, I don't have any seed or fertilizer, do I? Do I need to fertilize here too? It just says sow field with cotton. It doesn't say that I have to fertilize it though, does it? So we need to actually... Got an idea. Got an idea just to make things a little bit more simplistic on us. We can run over here. And we can have some seeds delivered. Whoops, not where I wanted to go. So if we look at our field calculator and we go down to field 92 right here, and if we hit the space bar and we look for cotton, this is going to consume 1,000, just over 1,731 liters of seed. Yep. So I just round her up because we're going to need some for the other one. So we'll say 170 or 1,700. So we can buy a couple thousand. Let's buy a couple thousand liters of seed. So here's our seeds, $800 for 1,000. So let's pick up 2 of those and have them delivered to our location. That way we don't have to head back to the farm or the store, we can just have them dropped off right here. And we don't need to deal with fertilizer, fortunately. Of course, this thing only holds 400 liters of seed. So that's not going to help us a great deal there. Let's super strength this thing and we can just bump these off to the side. We'll have to probably fill up a couple, 2-3 times. Well, yeah, we're going to have to. 400. Yeah, we'll be filling this thing up 4 or 5 times, won't we? All right, let's get her unfolded. Let's check our help menu, make sure that cotton is indeed selected, which it is not. So we want cotton. Perfect. Get out of here. I guess the only advantage, I think actually we do have a planter back home, don't we? We probably could run home and grab a Kubota and a planter. I forget what planter we have. Let's get this thing kicked off here. Get it started on this field. And maybe we can double team these 2 contracts up. Scooch back, there you go. Lower, start. I do have, we'll kick off a hired helper here for a second. Make sure they're gonna do all right. Does indeed look like they're doing okay. I did notice something else too. Set our timer here so we got some game clock going. All right, so if we look, I always forget what we have for all around for equipment. So for planters, we do have this planter. How big? What is it? 4.5 meters. I don't want to sell you. We could go grab that and head over to field 23 and start doing that. Actually, we'd probably want to head back here and pick up some of this seed if we're smart about it. Where's our farm right now? Me being, yeah, our farm's, oh yeah, yeah, we're a ways away. Where is 23? 23 is right down, oh, it's right over by, okay, just south of our farm there, down by the store. Okay, well, I think maybe while this hired helper's going, we can grab, not the 6, grab the 7. And we'll bring the 7 on over. We'll pick up our planter. We might as well stay busy doing a couple contracts at a time if we want, I guess. I don't know how contracts are going to look the rest of the day. If they disappear like that, I don't know if we're going to see any come back. And I really don't want to try and refresh them because I'm afraid if I do, we're going to lose what we have. And I'm not entirely sure if it's worth going over and picking up the seed that we have there or not. I guess we might as well, since we're not too far. I mean, we'll head over to 92. We'll pick up a load of seed in our planter. We might as well take advantage of what we bought already. We're gonna need more than 2,000 liters total anyways. Hello, Mr. Stop Sign. Goodbye, Mr. Stop Sign. Not a bad day for mods. Monday. Couple of interesting maps it looks like came out. I really like that new mower mod that came out. That thing's pretty slick. I did a mod minute or so if you want to check that out. It's really not a lot to it. It's actually a really simple mod. It's just I think if you need it, and if you like the idea of being able to mow down bushes and stuff. Hello, Mr. Stop Sign. Goodbye, Mr. Stop Sign. I think you'll like the mow mod. Mow mod, mow money. No, it's actually it's pretty slick. Kenny, what was it? Kenny 456, I think, brought the mower mod, the real mower mod. I think that's what it's called, the real mower. And I am yapping too much. Where are our seed bags? Are they over here? I can't remember where our seed bags are. Looks like we're just going to be... I'm on the right... Wait, am I not on the right? Yeah. You know, you all can tell me and yell at me and say, hey, Brad, you're not in the right field, dude. I'll hear you. I know it seems weird, but I'll hear you. I'll hear what you're saying. All right, let's see if we can get some of these goodies filled up. One more thing I wanted to check too. I think I need to open that up, and we'll go ahead and fill up this cedar. How much does this thing hold? Oh, it holds quite a bit. All right, it holds 1,400. Boy, that's not bad. That holds a lot more seed than this guy does, doesn't it? I mean, this thing's already... You know what we could do? I just thought of something. Since we're here, let's just help him out. And we'll just get this field knocked out instead of going all the way over to... I bet you were all saying that too, weren't you? Hey, Brad, why don't you just double your efforts on this field instead of starting at a whole new field? I heard you. See? I told you guys I would hear you and your suggestions. All right. And if I'm being fancy about it, which I guess I can be, we are going to turn on GPS. We are going to get our width properly straightened out. We're going to get our heading, which I think is 0. It tis indeed. It tis. We're on cotton. I want to make sure I don't make that mistake. And let's get, let's get planting. That reminds me too, I do have the real mower mod installed. I don't know if we'll ever get around to using it, but it also just reminded me seeing that dust there. I have not, I haven't installed the, what's the name of that mod that adds dust? Dusty Lands. I haven't installed that mod, and in this map, I tried it when it first came out, and I do really like it. One thing I do notice though is if your graphics are a little borderline, that mod is not gonna help you. So if you're already kind of struggling a little bit with older hardware, Dusty Lands is definitely not going to be your friend, especially if you bump up the dust. It's yeah, I didn't think so. It's it definitely adds, if I'm saying it correctly, polygons and textures to your game, and you'll notice an FPS drop. In fact, if you really bump it up, you're going to notice somewhat of a significant FPS drop. And I have been really going down that deep rabbit hole of not just for Farming Simulator, but just across the board for frame rates and latency and just kind of geeking out a little bit on the tech side of everything, as far as optimizing um, your computer for gameplay. It's interesting to me. I find it pretty interesting stuff. Even if it, at the end of the day, even if it doesn't necessarily make like this massive difference um, in quality and stuff, it's just interesting to learn more about the different technologies that go into um, hardware when it comes to gaming. And I'm sure, like many of you, I have what I call a blended system. I've got an AMD processor with an NVIDIA graphics card. And that really looks pretty good, doesn't it? You look pretty good there, Kubota. I think I like you better than that Zetter over there. I'm not going to lie to you. I think I like this setup a little bit more. But don't tell the Zetter dude, because he won't like it. Speaking of the Zetter dude, let's send you off with a hired helper here. Or you're not going to do hired helper? Do I need to turn off this first? You go hired helper for a second, because I'm going to have to take over here in uno momento to get you filled up with seed. Man, this thing does not hold much seed. I like the looks of this planter quite a bit. I think it's a pretty slick looking planter, but capacity wise it's a bit poor. Let's go grab some seed. So yeah, I've got a blended system. You've got the NVIDIA graphics card, you've got the AMD CPU. And it's not adding complications or anything weird like that, but it is just a matter of oftentimes two different approaches to how they do things. We're just going to buy one more bag of seed for now. And if you're wondering why my hand is green, as you can see here, I'm using the, oh, Brad, it's a mod. It's a mod, and it allows for, well, it does what, okay, so you have additional game settings mod, right? And I decided to stop using that for a bit, and which meant that I had to come up with other mods that did things in additional game settings that I really liked. And one of the things additional game settings had that I really, really liked was you could make the center reticle, as you can see, it's not there. There's no little middle circle in the center of the screen. I like not having that there all the time. And that was something additional game settings offered, and so I had to find a mod that offered that, which is this mod, and I forget the name of it, but basically it gets rid of that center reticle, and it allows you to choose what colors you want your hand to be for movable and immovable objects, if that makes sense. I'm turning you off, Mr. Helper, because I'm going to take over for a little bit. And then, what was the other thing that I liked about the additional settings mod? Oh, easy vehicle start. Oh, you're not turned on, I don't think. Let's back you up, buddy. Now you're turned on. Easy vehicle start, where if you have You don't have to hit, a start button, like use your enter key to start the tractor when you get in it. I can just tap my gas pedal and it starts. I think it's called the Easy Engine mod or something like that. And it has a lot of things actually that are kind of cool that I like about it. It does the easy engine stuff. It also allows for you to be able to lift and lower implements if the engine's not on. You can set it to automatically turn the engine on in situations where the engine has to be running. Like if you're going to empty your combine, as you know, if the combine's not running, um, it's not going to empty. Well, this mod will automatically turn the combine on for you when you get over to it to empty, which I like. What else was there that additional game settings? And I know you're probably asking, well, Brad, why in the world would you want to have to use like 3 or 4 different mods to accomplish everything that a single mod could accomplish? Well, I'm glad you asked. Actually, you probably didn't ask, but I'm going to tell you anyways. Because there were other things that the additional game settings mod did that I didn't want, and I didn't want to have to deal with. And I was also doing some troubleshooting with mod conflicts and stuff, and I was looking at the additional game settings mod as a possible party to those conflicts. Now, here's something to keep in mind, and it's important when you're trying to figure out mod conflicts, because I've seen this happen before, and it's just something to keep in mind. So if you are trying to figure out a mod conflict and you are yanking mods and you're going through the process of, I'm going to pull, like I do, if I'm having a really bad mod conflict, I go into my mods and I start pulling by alphabetically. Like I'll start pulling all the mods that are A through C or D, and I'll test. And if the conflict's still there, I'll put those back and I'll start pulling mods from you get the idea. Part of the alphabet at a time until I find that the mod conflict's gone. Then I know, then I've narrowed it down. Now, I'd have to do this because I've got way too many mods enabled in my game. Like, way too many. Actually, they're not all enabled in-game, but I have way too many mods in my mod folder. And so that's how I do it. I narrow it down. So once I find that, then I'm like, okay, so the mod in question is MNO or P. It's in that area of the alphabet. And then I'll just narrow it down from there and narrow it down from there. Oh, sorry, no. Oh, dang it. Sorry. I'm gonna owe somebody another mailbox. So then once I nail down the mod, am I doubling up my efforts? Yes, you are, Brad. Once I nail down the mod, something to keep in mind. It actually may not be that mod. Yanking that mod might solve your problems, but that mod actually could be okay. And it may be another mod that is causing that mod to be a problem. Does that make sense? And I've run into that a few times where, these 2 mods exist, but if I yank either one of them, the problem goes away because one of the mods is doing something naughty, or it may not even be doing something naughty. It might be just doing something that just happens to conflict with the other one. And I bring that up because I yanked additional game settings mod, and I have a feeling that mod is probably all around pretty good as far as not being a conflicting mod. And you can get conflicting mods from the mod game hub, in-game mod hub. Don't let anybody tell you that just because they're tested by giants does definitely not guarantee that they are that they are not going to cause you problems. But that being said, all that testing, and I thought, you know what, these are the 3 or 4 things I want out of that additional game settings mod. Let's see if I can fulfill those things with other mods, and that's kind of what I did. And I'm okay with it. You know, I mean, there are still some things that I do miss about the additional games mod. In fact, hold on one second. We are going to check our other. How you doing, buddy? Another line or so? Okay. There are things that I still do miss with additional game settings mod. One of them being, I really like the way that you can turn on auto start. So when you launch a map, it doesn't sit at the screen where you have to hit enter to start to go into the map. It actually automatically takes you straight into the map. And I actually really liked just that one little thing right there. I already knocked you down, so I'm not going to worry about you anymore. So I really liked that. I do miss that. Let me take a look here. Let's drop our planter. I think we're in good shape here. And there were a couple other things like quick hitters, like you could turn wildlife on and off if you wanted to. I didn't really find that to be, I didn't use that very much. I did use it a little bit when I was doing some other troubleshooting on graphics. But these are all things, you know, if you want to do them in the console, you can do them in the console. I'm not entirely sure, if I'm being honest, how you would get the game to auto start a map though. I'm not sure how it does that. I would be curious. That must be an independent script that it runs to make your map auto start, because I can't think of any other way. Oh, did I not lift you? Sorry. I can't think of any other way you could get that done. Let's bring you over here. I think that is correct. And actually, I think what I'm going to do here real quick, turn you off. We'll hire out for that. Let's run over to our buddy here and see. Now, he should stop, right? When they run out. Let's just glide along with them for a little bit and see how they're doing. We'll get a bird's eye or an insider view at this planter. This planter looks slick, though. You know, it reminds me of that, who's that Spider-Man villain that has all the is it the tentacle guy? You know who I'm talking about. That's what that reminds me of right there. Is it, it's not like Dr. Tentacles or something, is it? I don't know. I forget what it's called. Oh, man. I used to watch with my kids, and I actually still check it out once in a while because I really liked it. It was an animated Spider-Man series. It was Amazing Spider-Man, or it was good though. It had a really good voice actor for Spider-Man. He was really kind of a little bit cocky and sarcastic, as Spider-Man usually is. But he had a really good Spider-Man voice, and they had good voice characters in that show. I really liked it. But yeah, was it? Who's the tentacle guy? Dr. Tentacles or Mr. Tentacles or Roger Tentacles or I can't remember. It's so bad. Let's go over and get seed here. So bad. So we'll probably be discussing in future episodes between Kubota Farm and Buchern. I'm probably going to be discussing a little bit more with you all what I find out or what I'm learning about graphic stuff. I don't want to get like, I don't want to make this a tech channel because I know some of you probably could care less or couldn't care less, sorry. Oh, you know, I made that mistake and that really bugs me because that doesn't make any sense. If you say to somebody, I could care less, that means that you could care less, so you must not care very little. But if you say I couldn't care less, now you're at the bottom of the caring list. You know what I'm saying? So if I say to you, hey, I couldn't care less, then that's it. It's done. My caring is at the very bottom of the pit. Yeah, wow. These are the things I come up with later in the evening when I'm getting a little bit squirrely. Hey, how's our buddy over there doing? Not too bad, I hope. Let's let's shift tractors. You know, I have that farm manager mod, which would probably um make shifting tractors the way I'm doing much better because we wouldn't have to go through the other tractors I have. The things I think of when it's kind of too late. And yes, before you tell me, we are going to use the Follow Me mod to bring both of these setups over to our other field, and we are going to double our efforts on that other field as well for planting this cotton. I like the way it looks, though. It kind of looks see how the ground kind of has a little bit of a shine to it? It's kind of cool. And we're not putting down fertilizer, so it just must be the way the texture of the ground is. I guess I've never watched cotton being planted. I've watched videos of cotton harvesters, but it looks a lot like it's planted in rows, much like corn. Kind of interesting. But like anything else, when it comes to the tech stuff and digging in, you know, I do it because I've always really, really enjoyed the techie side of things. I do it mostly out of a hobbyist level. Um, my job doesn't require me to know in-depth graphics card and game FPS increase settings and stuff. However, it seems like as you dig into those things, you inevitably do learn other things, you know, outside of. Hey, we're catching up. That's another thing. This planter has a higher. I didn't even pay attention, but yeah, we're smoking that thing. That must be doing like 7, maybe 8. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. So inevitably, you end up learning other things too as you go, and I always think that's a good thing. Because I think that's what life, you know, life kind of is. It's all about learning. Who's going to get here first? I am going to... Oh, is that how it's going to work? You go ahead and I'll follow you. I'll follow you. Go. Go. We'll go slow so we don't interfere with you. Actually, let's do this. What is my settings for turning the lines off so it looks kind of cool? Yeah. Now you don't see those stinking GPS lines. We're going to catch up to him again because before I let you all go... No. Thank you. We are going to do a quick... Ooh. You all get a sneak peek. Let's see here. That'll work. We'll just... I needed a quick thumbnail. Thank you again, everyone. I hope that doesn't bother you all too much that I do that. It's just... If I don't grab one now, then I always have to go back and get a thumbnail from the video, and it doesn't look as good. And I don't think the horn is... That would not scare me too much if I was in the tractor in front of us and I heard that. I don't think that would bother me a great deal. That looks cool though. That's what you do, I guess, to get people to pull over, right? He's going to get mad at me here in about 2 seconds and hit me, almost guaranteed. Let me get out of your way. Don't hit me. Just wait. There's nothing there for you to do, dude. We finished it off. Let me lift this. Let me do this. And let me just... Oh, what is he doing? Look at him. Look at him. What's he doing? There. I don't know what he's thinking. Well, everyone, I think that is actually going to more than do it. I think we might have gone over a little bit on time, but that's all right. We had a good time doing it. We got this field of cotton knocked out. We've got another field to plant. Still early in February, so we've got plenty of the day left. I am going to go ahead and get this seed taken care of, filled up on both of our seeders, and head over to 23, I think it is. And I will see you over... I'll see you over on field 23 the next time we get together here on Kubota Farm. Otherwise, I hope to see you all Wednesday morning back in Buchern. But thanks again for checking out my channel and watching the video. You all take care of yourselves. More importantly, take care of each other. Please. And thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time.